Okay, we're live on Facebook and we're recording on Zoom.
All right, all right. Welcome to the Just Be a Man podcast, where we offer commentary from a man's perspective. Guys, I'm gonna need you to mute because somebody is like killing the mic right now. All right, appreciate that. Welcome to the Just Be a Man podcast, where we offer commentary from a man's perspective. My name is Charles, and I am the host for this evening. I am here with the usual crew. We have Chuck, Mike, Stefan, and Wayne.
So,
All right. So first and foremost, I just want to thank everyone for being here. We, invite you to subscribe, like, to share our page. We're new to the podcast world, and we definitely appreciate you guys checking us out. For those of you who might be joining us for the first time, we are five brothers from other mothers, and we've been friends for over 30 years, believe it or not. So there is a lot of wisdom and experience within this group. And we're talking about 250 plus years of life experience. So we hope you'll tune in and check us out from time to time and, see what we have going on. Tonight's topic is cheating, infidelity, entanglements. And we have a lot of ground to cover. So we may end up having a part two sometime down the road. But let me say this. We have a lot of fun doing these podcasts, but by no stretch of the imagination are we making light of tonight's topic. We fully understand that infidelity is serious and has devastating consequences on families and relationships in general. So we're going to get everyone's thoughts and opinions on the topic. And I have some questions some very tough questions that I'll be posing to the fellas tonight. So before we do, what I'd like to do is give you some information that I came up with from our research. First and foremost, when it comes to cheating or infidelity, 70% of unmarried couples deal with cheating in the course of their relationship. 22% of married men admit to straying at least once while married. 15% of married women admit to straying at least once. Both those numbers jump by 20% when we expand the definition to include emotional affairs. So 42% of men, 35% of women basically admit to engaging in some type of emotional affair. 12.7% of affairs are long-term. So we're talking about greater than 6 months. 19% are one-night stands. Men and women with higher earnings are more inclined to cheat. So the more money you make, the more inclined you are to go that route. 57% of people have used the internet to flirt. 38% have engaged in explicit online sexual conversation. 10% of affairs start online. I actually thought that number would be a little higher, but it's 10%. 40% of cheaters had their affairs with a friend. So if he or she is telling you that they're just friends, be careful with that. 35% of cheaters have affairs with coworkers. 23% of men cheated with a stranger. 22% of women cheated with an old boyfriend. And then the last stat I'm going to offer you guys before we get into the Q&A is the fact that revenge infidelity accounts for 9% of cheating behavior. 9%. All right, so everyone has their own definition of what it means to be unfaithful in a relationship. For some people, it's all about sexual penetration. And for others, that's a little less important. It's more emotional infidelity. So Mike, I'm going to start with you. How do you define cheating, sir? How do you define it? You're on mute.
Good evening, everybody. I just like to say hello to all the people out there on Facebook and Instagram and Zoom and everything else. Cheating. Basically, I think cheating is an act of dishonesty, Charles. It's a violation of I think the emotional and the sexual exclusivity. Am I saying that right?
Exclusivity. I think that's what you meant.
Exclusivity. Too many.
It's close enough.
That's what happens. That's what happens. We have too many Modelo's, my fault. Yeah, so sexual exclusivity. Yes, so that's what it is to me. Cheating is an act of dishonesty, and it's a violation of the emotional and the sexual aspect of a relationship.
Okay. All right. Anybody else care to expound on that?
Yeah, I'll say something. I mean, I think that the act of cheating is really kind of going out intentionally doing something that you know you ain't supposed to be doing, right? So if you want to make sure, you're connecting with another person and you know you ain't supposed to be doing it, that's cheating. And so there's a lot of reason for that, and I think we're going to touch on some of that stuff. Not excuses, reasons. So again, none of us here are experts on this topic. We're just telling what we know. And I just think that, I think cheating, the bottom line is it's a willful act. It's an intentional act.
Okay. Now, what about, I'm thinking more so emotional, like secret friendships and things of that nature. Let's just say hypothetically that the physical line is not crossed, but you're in a emotional relationship with a female that your lady knows nothing about. Do you consider that cheating?
If you get caught up in it, yeah. But my thing is that, like Wayne said, it's a choice. It's a choice that you decide to do. It's about maturity, and it's about your connection, to the person that you're with. If you're not really connected and you're all about yourself, you're gonna do what you got to do, and you're not gonna worry about anybody else. It's not gonna bother you. All the crying, fussing, and hollering, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Nobody's gonna worry about that. When you're younger, you really didn't care about too many people. You always worried about yourself. As you get older, you mature. You start doing a little more thoughtful thinking in regards to how people's feelings and emotions. But in my opinion, Charles, can I say something?
Go ahead, man.
I blame it on GameStop.
You
Ask
got
me why.
Did you say GameStop?
Yeah. We gonna move on. We gonna move on. Chuck,
No, ask me why, Charles.
why,
Ask me why.
man? Why?
Because they came up with the cheat codes, brother.
This dude right here. Lord have mercy.
Maybe
So
I
Chuck,
yeah.
Chuck, we coming to you next, brother.
No, Charles, but listen to this, Charles. Listen, they hand out the cheat codes, right, to these video games. These kids learn early how to be dishonest, brother. Think about it.
Okay. I'll give that some thought, bro. So Chuck.
That hurt. I ain't gonna lie.
Chuck,
Yeah, man.
why do you believe men and women cheat? And is there a difference in terms of the reasoning between men and women?
I want to go back to the last question, if you don't mind. I want to touch on that if I may.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you repeat the last one for me?
How do you define cheating?
Okay. All right. I thought, okay. If I'm defining cheating, I would say cheating is anything that you and your significant other find that dishonors your relationship. I mean, it could be a whole host of things. It could be mental cheating.
There's
a lot that's come into play, I guess, in, I don't want to say recent years, but
secret bank accounts and all that.
Yeah, so yeah, all those things that if you can't tell your significant other about it, 9 times out of 10, so that's my take on it. Anything that you and your significant other would believe would dishonor your relationship or your covenant or your union. So that's my take on the last one. I'm sorry. What was the next question?
Okay. Why do you believe men and women cheat, and what's the difference between the two in terms of reasoning?
That's like asking why do I like steak versus Men cheat for different reasons. It's specific to the individual. To me, I mean, you have some men who feel like they're not. It's an intimacy thing. They're not getting what they feel they need to get at home, so they seek it elsewhere. Some it's not intimacy at all. It starts off they need more mental stimulation. They want to talk, and I've heard these stories about men that have gone to brothels and they get prostitutes, but they never have intercourse. They pay money to just sit and talk with them. I didn't think it was a thing, but it's real.
Mhm.
So I mean, there's all kinds of levels and degrees of cheating. So I mean, to me, it varies from individual to individual. I know
Okay.
that's broad, but I don't know any other way to say it because it's you know, he may cheat for a different reason than this individual may cheat. That's just it to me.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Stefan, you care to chime in on that one?
Men cheat for physical, I would say 90% of the time.
Mhm.
Women cheat for emotional. They're missing something.
Mhm.
And I would say that would be 70% of the time. The other variables, I'm not sure, but it's just men are tribal, or we tend to be tribal, and we look at things and we have that button that says, "Oh, I wonder how she would react if we got together. I wonder what type of performance she would do." Women do it because they're most of the time missing something,
Mhm.
or that it may just be in revenge.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Anyone else want to chime in on that one, or should we just move on to the next?
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah, it's gonna be straight. It won't be no off the cut. Don't get nervous. Don't get
All
nervous.
right. All right.
I see you cringing right there. I see your toes balling up underneath the couch.
I'm worried.
Anyway, I think the tables have changed over the years, Charlie. We talk about the men physical and the women emotional.
Mhm.
Not only do I think the emotional and the physical aspects have flipped, but according to certain you know uh magazines and different things that I've looked at, women, the infidelity of women is on the rise also.
So they're out there just getting their groove on, just for the physical, is what you say.
Stella got her groove back, right?
Mm-hmm.
That
Well,
came out in '86.
I agree with that. I was going to say also we don't give women the credit that they deserve. Women are look, the women of today are not the women of, okay? These women are powerful. They're strong. They don't need you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need me. And there ain't a damn thing wrong with that. It's about time. So yeah, you got women that are, cheating because they freaking want to cheat.
Okay.
Call it what you want. Them taking their power back, or women's, whatever you want to call it. But we got to start putting some respect on these women's name now.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
someone wrote, "Men cheat because we're greedy or we're not getting something at home."
That's fair. That's a fair assessment.
That's
So,
fair.
so yeah, I was gonna kind of make a similar comment. I don't think that men and women, the way that the reason a woman cheats and a man cheats are so different. I just think each individual is different, right? So,
Mhm.
but it all, in my opinion, it boils down to what they're missing.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
So
I want to keep the mic with you, Wayne. So, do you consider flirting while in a relationship cheating, and why or why not?
So, kind of going back to the first question about defining cheating,
Mhm.
it was like, and my answer was, it's an intentional act.
Mm-hmm.
So now flirting's a lot of people, there's a lot of different ways to look at flirting, right? If you're flirting with the intention of hooking up with that person, then yeah, if that's just how you do, that's what you're trying to do, and
Mm-hmm.
you obviously your significant other doesn't know nothing about it, yeah, that's cheating because that's your end goal.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's, I don't know, maybe that's just how something to get you through the day at work, you're just kind of playing around, no intentions, would never, and even if something got close, you would never allow it to happen, then I don't think so.
So
Because it's
you
not.
don't think so in your opinion, but if your lady was the one doing the flirting, how would you feel about that? Because the thing is, we know how we are as men. Sometimes it only takes a hello, for us to get excited and think,
Right.
I remember back in the day, hanging out with some of my boys and a female say hello and it's like, oh, she wants me. She wants me. You know what I mean? Just
That's grounds for
instantly.
harassment
Right.
day flowers.
That's what I'm saying. So now, fast forward,
Good point.
maybe you're a little older and everything. Does that create sort of an opportunity in any other person's mind? It could be completely innocent. You have no intentions on pursuing it, but maybe in their head, they're thinking, oh, he wants me.
Yeah. No, you make a really good point, and it really shouldn't be a different standard for men and women. But you bring up a really good point. You got two people who might, I don't know, let's say they work together, and one person just thinks they're being friendly, and the other person, the dude's like, yeah, she wants me. You know what I mean? And it ain't even really like that. So if your lady is being friendly at work, you know what that dude is thinking, right? Because you don't want that same thing. So yeah, it's I ain't saying it's right, but that's how I'm looking at it.
So what we call, or what you would call, flirting. If your woman walked up on you and saw you doing what you call flirting, how do you think she would feel about it?
Well,
Would she just think it's the good humored whatever that you think it is, or would she feel it's disrespectful to you guys in your relationship?
So is this a question for me?
Yeah.
For anybody,
I'm just expanding. I'm just expanding on what we said.
I mean, I don't want to take the whole mic, but what I'll say is, no, I mean, like, look, if you're getting to a point where you're touching somebody and like physically flirting, that's something a lot more. And you're right, you don't want to do that. That's not. But if you're just like saying something, or
now, mind you, I didn't mean you per se. I meant just in general.
I'm just giving my opinion,
right? So
everybody can chime in on their thing. But that's what I'm saying. So if it gets physical, like if you touching someone, then yeah, that's definitely cheating. You don't really need to get that close.
Someone wrote, flirting can be misleading to the individual receiving it.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, I think what you said, Steph, you're right. It could be misinterpreted. But also, Chuck, to your question, if your lady rolls up on you and you're flirting with someone, that's all based on how your relationship is set up. You could have that light, medium, or full body relationship where, this is what y'all do. It's like a cup of
light
coffee.
Medium.
Right.
Like a light, something like a medium, something like just pure tea black. That means it's strong as ever.
But
so
Mike, that's actually a perfect segue. So you talk about the differences in the relationship. So how about like going out to lunch or drinks with a member of the opposite sex? Is that a big deal, or should it be a big deal?
Nah, I'm good. No, sir. Listen, no, sir. And that's all I'm gonna say. Cause damn that. Now you at happy hour and you interacting, whatever. You have a beer and you discussing some things, whatever. But but do it on your own. Nah, just two people at a table. Nah. Nah, your head gonna be on swivel. Your head gonna be on swivel like a kickoff. You're gonna be looking to make sure nobody ain't trying to trample you. No, brother.
but go back to for me, I'll be going back to what Chuck said, right? It is what's good for you is it good for her kind of thing, and so maybe if it's like, again, I'm going back to work, maybe if it's like lunch. But I think your significant other should know, like you just leaving the office for like 30 minutes to go grab a sandwich or something. That's one thing. But like after work and like nobody knows about it, but you two kind of thing, that's shady. That's shady.
Right.
Okay. You put napkins in your lap? Nah.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Stefan, I'm coming to you with this one. Is pornography and masturbation a form of cheating?
Why are you coming to me with that one? What are you trying to imply there, Charles?
Nah, I'm not trying to imply anything, man. You've been quiet. It's your turn. So take the mic, brother.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Bottom minds want to know.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm going to read from the Bible.
Oh,
St. John 8:7.
Okay.
All right. And what it's talking about is the first stones. Be quick, being quick to blame, criticize, or punish, as is she's always criticizing her colleagues, casting the first stone no matter what the circumstance. And basically, the term comes from the New Testament, where Jesus defends an adulteress against those who
Really, Steph?
would
What
stone
the
her,
heck
saying,
are you doing, brother?
hey, let me
So
finish.
somebody invite Pastor Bell.
He that without sin among you, let him cast the first stone at
Oh,
it.
hell no.
Is
Excuse me,
that a confession? I mean,
I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want
So-
to keep going now. I feel dirty.
Yes.
I'll take it, Charles. Steph, that's okay, Steph. I'll take this one.
No, let me
Come to
finish.
me.
Anyway,
all right, go ahead, Steph.
No.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead, Steph.
but
Answer the
no,
question,
seriously,
brother.
pornography
Yeah, okay.
and masturbation is not a form of cheating. I don't think so. You know, there's not many people that can say that they've sat and watched porn, even in a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship and or a marriage. Heck, you might be doing it with your spouse while you're doing it. You know, so I don't think it's a form of cheating.
But I believe the question more
Mhm.
so is not when you do it together,
Right.
but when you're doing it separately from your spouse or your significant other. When you are, you know, in that bathroom with the that high-end lotion or whatever you use.
Why?
I mean, is
Hey,
that?
you know it's how you say, well, whatever you use at the end of
I
that,
caught
like
that.
you know,
I caught that.
like you know. Okay, anyway.
I'm just saying. So hey, Chuck, what do you think about that?
It can be if it's excessive. It can be if it becomes the preference. If you know, you desire porn and masturbation over your significant other, and that's your go-to. That's I see that as being problematic. I would see that as a form of probably cheating.
Mhm.
It's definitely obviously coming in. Well, I would imagine that it would at some point come in between you, and it become an issue. I don't. I don't know. There's something in me that says it stops short of cheating, but it's certainly problematic. I just don't know what the right answer to that is.
Someone wrote on Facebook, it can be because you can be thinking about someone else when you're doing it.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, obviously, if you're watching pornography, you can't help but think of someone else
Yeah,
because
or
you're
you're looking
looking
at
at the
someone else.
actors on the screen. Exactly. So,
Right.
so Mike, I know you were dying to jump in on this one, sir. So, what do you have to say about it?
Yeah, I almost lost my flow. I got so bored. God damn. Anyway, watching porn and masturbation, Charlie. Watching porn and masturbation, that's from the inadequate, you know, procrastination of the sexual fluctuation.
What?
So people watch porn or masturbate because they're lacking certain things in their relationship. You know, it could even be a form of birth control. Believe it or not.
Okay.
Sex could be painful. Maybe somebody taking too long, maybe somebody not taking too long. Who knows? You know, so you know, it's a whole thing that I mean, maybe the attraction to that person has declined. You know,
Mhm.
there's a whole lot of aspects that come into, you know, porn and masturbation. But is it cheating? It all depends on the relationship.
Okay.
Because if you say, "Babe, I'm going downstairs to do my thing," all right, I'll see you when you get back.
Let me pose a hypothetical. Your significant other is coming to you and wanting to be intimate, have sex, and you're constantly saying, "No, I'm something's wrong. You got an ailment. You're just never in the mood. You just don't want to do it." But she knows that you are, you know, you're lying to her, saying no, you don't want to be intimate with her, but every night you masturbate. So, is that cheating?
Well, I think you nailed it before, man. Anything that is a substitute for
Right.
the intimacy that you would otherwise have with your
Mhm.
significant other, that's infidelity, and
Yeah.
that's the bottom line. If you're using it as a substitute, then yes, you
Right.
know,
Okay.
I view it as
And
cheating.
and
So-
that's what I thought. That's why I kind of. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
No, so what I'm saying is, so if you walk by her with the porno tape and she know where you're going, is that cheating? I'm just saying, if you walk by her in the bedroom, you go into the closet, into your little bag, not saying that I got one, but I'm just saying you go into the closet
Right.
and you pull out your tape and you walk by her and she see it and say, "I'll be back." And she's like, "Whatever." Is that cheating?
Well, I
No.
mean, you know what? If the
No.
woman is okay with it,
Right.
you know, she may not feel like being intimate that night. You know what I
Right.
mean? So she's like, hey, at least he's not going out the door and doing anything. So
There you go.
she might look at it and be okay with it. But I know that there are a lot of women out there that wouldn't even be okay with that. You know, anything that is basically getting their man aroused that has nothing to do with them. You know,
Yeah,
I
I can
believe
see that.
they look at it as a problem.
So Charles, to answer my answer to the question is obviously it's based on your relationship. That's what you just said. So like you might not think it's a problem, but if your lady think it's a problem, it's a problem.
Mhm.
Right. And so I think from relationship to relationship, it's going to be different. So, I mean, I think that's the bottom line. The whole ideal is making sure you lay that groundwork of, you know, what you'll accept and what she'll accept on all types of things.
Okay.
And so this is just one of those, items.
All right. Well, we beat that one to death, literally. So let's move on to the next question. And anyone can jump in on this. If you suspected your partner was cheating, what would you do? What action would you take specifically to deal with that situation? Anybody?
I'd ask her. I'm call me old school with it. I'm not jumping out of bushes. I'm not going through your phone. I'm not, I don't look, we're on the other side, man. We a little older now. I don't have time for that.
Mhm.
If that's what I think is going on, if that's what I feel in my spirit, hey, we need to have a conversation. Let's talk. And what depending on what she says, I don't know how to answer the rest of that. But I mean, yeah, that's me. I'm not gonna beat around the bush with it. What for?
Mhm. Well, one of two things is going to happen. Either the person's going to come clean,
or they're not.
or they're not. You know, look at you like you're crazy, or maybe you're wrong. You know, with the accusation, maybe you're feeling something else. Maybe you're not getting the attention that you think you deserve,
Yeah.
and you're sort of being a little insecure, and you're thinking it's infidelity when it's not. So a lot could go wrong in that scenario. Absolutely, Wayne. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think the first thing, the biggest thing is, are you talking about a marriage? Or are you talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, right? Because there's different levels of severity, right? So if you think it's a cheating thing and you're married, you got to confront it, like Chuck said. You got to say, I mean, either way, you got to confront it, but you got to confront it and be like, what's really going on here? And then you got to make a decision. Are you good with it or not? Or can you get past it or not? And I think a lot of people can't. But if it's like just dating kind of thing, and you again you confront it, you had that conversation and say, what's going on, and obviously, like you said, someone's gonna tell the truth or not tell the truth. But if you're not comfortable in that whole thing, and you feel that it's still, you feel what it is, then it's it's a time to bounce.
Okay. Okay. Well, let me toss this next one out at you. If your partner cheated on you once and never did it again, would you rather they be honest or never tell you? What do you think, Mike?
Nah,
What?
nah, don't tell me. I don't want to know. If you playing me, just keep it on the low.
Okay. Anybody else want to chime in on that one?
I will. I'm on board. I'm on board with Mike, man. Yeah,
You don't want to know?
I don't want to know.
Okay.
I mean, look, I got skin in the game. Hey, Mike, do me a favor. Meet your Mike. I got skin in the game. I got 30 plus years of marriage in the game. I'll say this: if it were to happen, and nah, I wouldn't want to know.
Okay.
Take it to the grave, because I mean, I don't know if I'd be able to reconcile that.
Right.
I mean, there's a part of me that says, okay, well, after 30 years, I'm all you know, let's say. Okay, I mean, there's a part of me that can, but then the other part of me is like, well, was I not enough?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were enough for me. Was I not enough? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, 30 years is a long time. 30 plus years is a long time. And so, I mean, there's betrayal, there's hurt, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, man. So I don't know. That's for me. It's just a tough one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't want to dominate the conversation. I'll let somebody else talk. But for me, I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know because that doesn't mean you can't reconcile with that. But I want to know because you know you look stupid not knowing. You know, and when you, you know what I'm saying, you just people clowning you and you don't even know why. You know, because they know something that you don't know. So I need to know everything.
Yeah.
That's just me. I need to know everything. It might not be good, but I need to know it.
To me, that kind of changes it. If there's other people that know and you don't know,
somebody
that's
got to know.
different.
Oh, somebody gonna
gotta
know.
know.
Somebody's gonna know, bro.
I mean,
That's the bottom line.
if this is a tryst and there's just it's let's say it's who your significant other and their coworkers. Maybe there's some suspicion at work or whatever, but for the most part, they're not telling anybody. This is on the low. So who really knows?
That other
except
dude.
Except for the same dude at the Motel 6 that they check in with every time.
Oh my
That
God.
other dude knows.
Yeah.
Somebody got to die.
Yeah, I mean, hey, yeah, I feel you.
They definitely
If
got
I
to die.
know, but yeah, I mean, I feel you.
So Stefan, I'm coming to you with this one. With the advancement in technology, do you think it's easier or more problematic for people to cheat these days?
Oh, it's so much easier now. I mean, with your phone, you can hide phone numbers. You can have different email accounts. You know, back in the day, you had to run around with quarters in your pocket, hoping that the girl was home if you were out there cheating, and trying to connect, or then advance to beepers and things of that nature. Now, you can send a quick text message through a hidden account, and you could be at somebody's doorstep in 10 minutes. So no, it's much easier.
Okay. I have a slightly different take on it, and here's why. Back in the day, a man could have a whole nother family on the other side of the town, and no one knew. I mean, you found out about it at the funeral. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's where you found out that Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Yes, sir.
When the funeral was taking place, and all of a sudden there are two sets of families walking in, and there's all this beefing, that's taking place. So that's why I'm thinking that it's a little bit more problematic now. I mean, everyone has a cell phone. I mean, it's like, where are you gonna go? You're gonna, chances are someone's gonna see you, and they can instantly report it. Where back in the day, no cell phones, you can always say, wasn't me.
Right. Right.
No, wasn't my car.
You at the store? FaceTime me.
Wasn't me. So anybody else have a different take on it?
No, I actually agree with you. I think you and I talked a while back, man. I actually think it's harder to cheat. I mean, just not that women are on this level, but in some respects they are. Just in the last couple of days, the Capitol attack, and then people thought they were getting away with it. Nah, they got the extra. Because they built a gift center under the Capitol, they reinforced the cell towers and all that. So they got all their, if you got your cell phone on you, they know where you are. I mean, same thing with women and men and trying to keep track of each other in these cell phones. They got trackers and stuff in them, and they got apps and stuff now. Charles and I talked a while back. We were talking about, I think I was telling him about the app where you can change your voice to sound like somebody else. And there's another app where you can put in your significant other's phone number, and when somebody calls their number, it rings on your phone. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that's out there now. So, I mean, technology is caught up to both sides, and it's just, I mean, if it's 2021, man, if you're out here and you're trying to cheat, you got to be Inspector Gadget, son.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next question.
And a couple people said, oh, the neighbor down the street knew back in the day. And someone else said, I'm taking pics. Cameras are everywhere. And if you can track your kids, you can track your man.
Hey.
Folks aren't playing, boy. I'm telling you. So let me ask this next question. If you were on a break in your relationship and your wife, let's just say you're separated, and your wife slept with someone else, would you count that as cheating?
Yep.
Can I'll be short and sweet. Can I answer this one?
Go ahead.
We don't do that. That ain't black people stuff. We don't do breaks.
Huh?
We don't do that. We don't do breaks.
Dwayne Wade did.
We either together or we not together. We don't do breaks.
Dwayne
Who
Wade
said
got a
that?
whole baby out of
Huh?
taking a break.
Who did?
Dwayne Wade.
Okay, we'll talk off camera about Dwayne Wade. But look here, we won't do that. You name. When have you
Yeah,
ever? Hey, baby, look, it's not you, it's me. I just want to take a break. And you can do. You can't do nothing. But nah, man. We don't take breaks.
But Chuck, I don't think it's really like a break like that. I think it's like a breakup, and then you get back together like 6-9 months.
Yeah.
later.
To me, that's different.
You are separated. You're possibly on your way to divorce.
Listen,
Okay, so
I've known people.
you're no longer living together. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Listen, there's people that I've known years ago when I was a young man. They were separated. They were separated for like 5-6 years. They never got divorced. They were separated.
Mhm.
And they were seeing other people, and that was
Okay.
it. They was known about that. So I
To
mean,
me,
it's been
I'm
going
sorry.
on for years, bro.
To me, that's different. When you say we on a break, that's boyfriend and girlfriend stuff to me. Hey, we're dating, whatever. I don't know if it's necessarily working out. It's not you. It's not me. I just want to take a break to see if whatever. That's what that sounds like to me. If you're married, taking a break, y'all are we separated and then we're getting divorced or whatever. If we're not separating and we're getting a divorce, then we should be working it out. No, you can't go out there and sleep with somebody else. Break? Nah.
Right.
There's still vows involved here. We're still married.
Yes, sir.
So if
Yes,
we're
sir.
separated, then that's a horse of a different color. If we're dating and we want to take a break, take a break. But just understand, while you taking a break, I'll be dating. I don't do that. I don't break. So, and that's all I'm saying. To me, there's a difference. And if you,
Okay.
that's my take on it.
And anybody else have a different take? Go ahead,
If
Wayne. You want
nobody
to
else
say
wants
something?
to say nothing, I'll
Go
say
ahead, brother.
something. I think if you take if you're in a situation and you take a break, like if you're married, yeah, it's a little different because there's still, even if you do end up getting a divorce, there's still, that shit'll still come up in court.
Yep.
Real talk. But if
Facts.
you date, and like you said, that obviously that's different. But how many people when that dated somebody and then they broke up once a year for a period of time. So I mean, how you gonna really again, the question was if you took a break, if someone's cheating, like how could you really manage that, because you ain't had no intention of getting back together, but then you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So that's that would be stupid, right? But when you're married, it's a different thing. But again, you cheat while you in that separation kind of thing, that's a problem.
Yeah, someone wrote, absolutely not. No breaks, work it out or end it.
Yep,
There you go.
I agree with that. So this next question, which do you think is worse? Your partner cheating on you with multiple people once, or with one person for a long period of time?
What's the difference?
There's a big difference, I think. And so that's hard, right? Because from a dude's perspective, I think that sometimes you can separate somebody making a lot of noise out there.
Yeah, Mike, brother, you're killing us with the mic today.
So I think that if it's one person, I think, yeah, that's you, Mike. All right, better. So no, I think if it's one time, you think like it from a dude's perspective, cheating, no, sex isn't always an emotional thing, right? From a dude perspective, right? So if something happened one time, maybe that's whatever. But if you got this ongoing affair for years and years and years, that shit's way worse. because that's part of her life now,
Mm-hmm.
right? That one time is just who knows why that is. You know, you just on the piss her off or whatever, but that, yeah, nah, there's a big difference, I think. So was the question which is better?
Which is worse?
Which is worse? I think the one person for 10 years. That shit's way worse.
Mm-hmm.
So if I shoot you with a 45 and I shoot you with a
well, if you shoot me for 10, you shoot
and
me
a
with
9
anything
millimeter, what's
10,
the difference? If I kill you, I kill you is the analogy. That's what I'm getting at. I think what I'm saying is, if infidelity to me is infidelity. If you have an affair with one individual at the beginning of your relationship, or you have an affair with 5 individuals 5 years into your relationship, which one is different? To me, there is no level of difference. It's still infidelity. You still broke your vow. You still broke your trust. So I don't,
Yeah.
But I don't see any difference.
What I'm saying is when you have a when you have a whole separate relationship, that's definitely emotional. That means that person, that other dude, got a part of her.
Oh yeah,
right?
definitely.
Now, if you talking about just a one night thing, something went crazy, and I don't know, gangbang, shit sound crazy, but hey, what you gonna do?
Man, going hard with the gangbang.
Right.
I'm just saying. You said multiple people, right? That's what I thought you were saying.
Yeah.
So
right, yeah, me too.
So
Yeah,
someone wrote, I think one person you invested time. So if you gotta show up on February 15th because it's side piece day, then invest some time.
Exactly. One person is an investment in time. Absolutely. And one night is just one night.
Okay.
It might hurt.
We're going to get Mike out of witness protection. Mike, go ahead, unmute. I'm going to ask you this one. Do you think you can ever rebuild trust once somebody in the relationship is cheated? Mike.
First, I'd like to go back to the other question, man, because y'all have me in timeout. Whether you cheat with one person or whether you cheat with multiple people, it's still cheating and you still a hoe. So you become hoe-ish. If multiple people, you're hoe-ish. If you cheat with one person, you a hoe. That's my definition, Tally. And then let's move on to the next question. Stop putting me in timeout.
All right.
I need to tighten up my chair. I need to sleep.
Can trust be rebuilt after it's been broken?
I think when trust has been broken, it can be. I think it can be rebuilt, but you're gonna have to utilize the art of war when you have your relationship. You're gonna utilize it. There's different things in the art of war. Know your enemy. Mm-hmm. Does your enemy really know you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it depends on who gets to the battlefield first.
All right. Stefan, what do you think?
Yeah, that's hard because you're always looking at them out the corner of your eye when they say they're going to the grocery store. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lying ass.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to get my nails done. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't got no nails.
Steph.
Yo.
You know what I'm gonna say? When she say I'm gonna get my nails done, I'm gonna say you be careful.
Yeah. So I think over time, you can build trust, but it's going to take some time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And I've actually seen it. Being active in the church, you get exposed to different couples that have gone through different things, and survived it. And there are a lot of people that I know that have survived infidelity. Now, it takes work, and there might be years of hell before it gets better, but it can get better, with counseling, with assistance, with major changes in lifestyle, things of that nature. Yeah, I mean, couples do survive it. Absolutely. It happens all the time. So speaking of survival, and sort of bulletproofing our relationships and our marriages, what boundaries do you and your ladies have in place that as it relates to members of the opposite sex? Like, how do you protect your relationship? Do you have any boundaries? Do you talk about that stuff? I mean, let's put it out there. So Chuck, let me go to you. You're the veteran with regards to longevity. What boundaries have you and your wife put in place as it relates to members of the opposite sex?
Oh, I can't go anywhere. I can't do nothing. I'm in hell.
Okay.
What else do you want me to say? I'm in quarantine. I can go from my bedroom to the living room. Let's play. I love you, honey. She's watching. I'm just playing. You know what? There's no real boundaries. It's all. We've been together so long. I guess it's more unwritten. It's just that intangible thing. It's just a level. She just came busting in the door. Like, what the? Sorry.
You on the couch tonight?
Yeah, man. Oh, man. Anyway.
I mean, and let me tag on to this question because I want to give other people the opportunity to answer it as well. In your 30 years of marriage, surely at some point in time, there was someone that tried to disrespect your marriage in some way, shape, or form. So the question is, again, how did you deal with that?
I mean, we talked about it. Without going into detail, it was. I'm trying to, because it was more of, her saying to me she was uncomfortable without saying it. If that makes any sense, it's not like she just came out and said, "Hey, this is what I've noticed. I see it. I don't like it. I'm so uncomfortable." It's more that I picked up on her being uncomfortable, and then I just self-corrected.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So it's kind of indirect feedback that you received.
I mean, I know her. I know when she's upset. I know when she's uncomfortable. I know when situations. That's part of knowing your significant other. And she vice versa. She knows when I'm hey. So again, it was kind of more just reading her reaction to certain situations, just saying, "Hey, I get it. I get it."
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, Mike, I'm coming to you. You can answer it any way you want. Again, you could talk about the boundaries that you have in place with regards to members of the opposite sex, or you can talk about how someone just outwardly tried to disrespect your marriage and what actions you and your wife took. You're on mute. Mike, you're on mute. Go ahead.
You muted me again?
No, sir.
Sons of bitch. Okay. Anyway, I would say it's all how you project your relationship. You do have boundaries, but how you project your relationship is how people will accept it and how they see it, and they won't see there's a opening for them to even try anything or do anything. So it's all how it's set up. And like I said, I could actually say if there was an issue where there was almost a violation, it might have been minimal, but I nip it in the bud quick. If I see it coming, I'm gonna go to it. That's just the football player. I mean, I go to it. I play defense. I'm coming after you. If I see it. So my thing is, if I see a situation, I'm gonna deal with it before it even gets there. But I can honestly say I really haven't had anything, and if it was minute, and it was more family related than exterior, people from the outside.
Okay. Wayne, Stefan?
Hey, just a reminder, we're getting close to our call time. So,
Okay.
But no question about our boundaries. Someone wrote on our feed that you get no new friends. Once we're married, you have no new friends. Well, we know that's that can't happen.
Hashtag facts.
Yeah. But to be fair with that statement, if I make a new friend at work or somebody like that, I need to make sure I let my spouse know I got a new friend or co-worker, because she don't need to be she doesn't need to be surprised later on, or if I start talking about somebody at work and say, yeah, I got a friend at work, then we talk about this and that, and she happens to be a female, she needs to know that immediately.
Okay. All right. And anything else on this, Wayne? Thoughts?
Hey, can we go to the number, your wife's ex-boyfriend comes to town? I want to talk about that.
Speak on it.
All right. So one of the questions was, your wife ex-boyfriend comes to town, wants to take your wife out to dinner one-on-one. Are you okay with that? Hell the fuck no.
Man, I looked at that. I was like, is that a real question?
Yeah.
Tell us how you
lost
really
his
feel.
mind.
I would, man.
He done lost his mind. This.
I mean, some people are cool with it, man.
Oh.
It's no big deal.
Yeah, that's an indecent proposal.
I would one up you and say baby daddy. I mean, they actually have a reason to have to communicate.
Yeah, but not
I
one
mean,
on
just
one.
ex-boyfriend, they don't have a reason to communicate. But
Yeah.
baby daddy. Now, how would you feel about that? If it was...
I still have a problem. Not a one-on-one. I don't care. I mean, you left for a reason. Okay, keep the stepping. Do you need to come over to the house to talk about the kid? Well, we can. All three of us can talk.
Well, I know what Mike would say. I'm the pappy now. I'm the pappy.
Well, I know we got to wrap this thing up, guys. Before we move on to our next segment, are there any closing comments regarding our subject for tonight?
Well, I think that, and just to put this on live, I think we need to have a part 2, because we still got some other things to talk about. So,
No question.
If anybody wants us to do a part 2, let us know in the comments.
All right. Well, guys, it is time to drop the mic. And for those of you that are not familiar with this segment, is when the fellas have the opportunity to talk about anything and everything that might be on their minds. And it could be related to the podcast, could be related to something completely different. So we're going to give everyone the opportunity to get something off their chest. And why don't we just take it in alphabetical order? And Chuck, we'll start with you. Drop the mic.
Oh. Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm about to piss some of y'all off, so I'm just gonna come out with it. Donald J. Trump did exactly what he said he was gonna do. He made America great again. No reaction? Nobody gonna say nothing? I'm gonna tell you why. He gave us the House, he gave us the Senate, and he gave us a presidency. Donald Trump made America great again.
But he's not
Drop
the
the
Bama
mic.
of the week? He's not
Drop
the
the
Bama
mic.
of the week?
Man, he's the Bama of the century.
Yeah, that's a different show. Mike, drop the mic.
Yeah, drop the mic.
Take yourself off mute and drop the mic.
He's still on mute.
He's still on mute. Mike, you're killing us tonight, brother.
My bad. I was reading my King James version. My fault. What I was saying was that I think that we need to do a part 2, because this part 1. No, we got to do a part 2. We got to do a remix. We definitely do a remix.
We'll make that happen. All right. Stefan, drop the mic.
Hey, real quick. We talked a while ago about voting and how important voting is. To go back to what Chuck said, voting is extremely important because, look, we turned Georgia blue. So next time you have a primary or a general election coming up, get out there and exercise your right to vote.
That was a joke about Donald Trump making America great again, by the way. I have to clarify that for somebody who thinks I'm a daggone Trump supporter. No, I'm not. I want to make sure that's clear. All right, moving on.
We got you, brother. Wayne, drop the mic.
Well, I guess keeping it political, I know everyone had the opportunity to experience what was going on this last week with the run on the Capitol. It's crazy, right? And it's so crazy that it made everyone forget about the pandemic that's still going on. I'm just saying, there's a lot of stuff going on, people. Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. Mic drop.
All right. And let me close it out by saying, guys, that when a man is sincerely trying to better himself, the last thing on this earth he needs to hear is something about his past, is for people to hold him hostage to mistakes that he made before. The bottom line is people mess up, but none of us is the worst thing that we've ever done. None of us. So if you're one of those people and you're weaponizing other people's issues and you're beating them over the head with it, then you, my friend, are part of the problem. You're a crab in the barrel. Knock it off. Mic drop. So, guys, I want to thank everyone who took the time out of their busy schedules to join our podcast this evening. I know it was a bit bumpy along the way, but we definitely appreciate you guys for being with us. And we're just going to ask that you continue to follow us. It'll continue to get better and better. We've actually recorded over 40 podcasts. And if you want to go back and listen to any of our prior episodes, you can do so on various podcast platforms, but you can also check us out on our website, which is jbampod.com. That's JBAM for Just Be a Man, pod.com. And you can also pick up some great merchandise that we have for sale as well. And again, we appreciate you all for being with us. Until next time, we wish you peace and blessings.
On behalf of Mike, deuces. Okay, and I'm trying to stop the recording.